All right. Hey, at least I got one deep dive for you guys. No Batu. Don't have him up to Immortal yet. So, in this video, we're gonna be going. We're gonna be doing a deep dive into Motoko, the Major. I don't want to butcher her last name. So, what's funny is that on the streaming account, I don't even got one copy. I don't got one copy. So to even look at her, we're gonna have to go to the time travelers here, and this is oh so empty. So. Motoko Kusanagi. Is that right? Let's have a peek. So I do believe I do this in the deep dive too. So you guys are going to have to sit through two of these little... Let's crank the volume. You're going to have to sit through two of these little cinematics. But that little opening there did take a little bit of inspiration. I like the she's actually voice acted for a change. We need more voice acting on our intro cinematics. They kind of got away from that after the launch characters. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's elements of that little opening cinematic that they drew from the original anime. But in this video, we're gonna do a deep dive, as I always do. We're going to dive into her kit. We're going to read her kit. We're going to go over it extensively. We're going to talk about her gear. We're going to talk everything about Motoko. And then I also have some gameplay footage for you guys to basically judge her on. Because I know everybody and their cat right now is saying, are these heroes good? Okay, so here you go. Here's some testing. Not going to let any... no spoilers. We'll look at all the footage, and then we'll do our final impressions at the end of the video. So let's, without further ado, let's get into the deep dive. And here is my lovely Motoko, the Major. Please let me know if I'm saying that wrong, or Motoko. It could be Motoko. I don't know. Motoko, tomato, tomato. So let's dive into her kit. I do like her little intro here. Very, very cool. Let's just watch her. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Good job, boys and ladies, on the intro cinematic. Okay. All right, let's dive into her kit first before we get into the gear. So this is her ultimate. She is an energy type ultimate hero. So Motoko teleports behind the targets and performs bullet axle 3 times. Basically, you saw it. It's just like a big old bullet pirouette of death, right? Pirouette of shooting, popping off. She's going to deal damage equal to 450% of her attack, and that's going to go up to 550. So 550% of her attack to 3 targets. So she is an AoE type assassin. Targets with the lowest amount of HP get prioritized. Very, very good. That's very, very good on an assassin team. They definitely want to go for who's going to die first. During bullet axle, she is immune to crowd control. So this is very anti-summoner, anti-ampu, anti-sif, right? Because there's a lot of CC. Anti-Dorally, there's a lot of CC. But this is only during her ultimate. So her ultimate can't be stopped once she gets into it, basically. Talent modifier: if it hits one target, if the bullet axle only hits one target, say it's a solo target boss like Guild Hunt Whale Boss, the current damage shot is increased by 180% extra. The exclusive effect on her ultimate is targets whose HP is above 50% receive 50% increased damage. Very, very good. Just another little damage modifier to make her hit a little bit harder on more beefier opponents. Gun Fu Speed. I like it. This is her first common skill. So the Major charges towards the furthest enemy within 8 meters, dealing damage equal to 550% of her attack to targets along the way. So think like an Ares. Again, this is an AoE type ability. She's been doing her little dash. I think Ares might be 8 meters as well. She's going to be doing her dash, and she's going to deal a butt ton of damage to everybody in her path. Talent modifier reads, if the target's HP is below 50%, the target will be stunned for 2 seconds. So that is nice. Even nicer, it's not attached to an accuracy requirement. The exclusive effect, Gun Fu speed enhancement. When the skill is activated, she's instantly going to refresh the cooldown of Gun Fu pirouette, which is her next talent, or her next skill. So her next common skill, the Major launches a nearby target with the least HP into the air and fires at the target 4 times. Again, a multi-hit. I don't think this is an AoE. This I consider this more a multi-hit single target attack, with each of those shots dealing damage equal to 200% of the Major's attack. So keep in mind that after she does her first common skill, the cooldown of this one is instantly refreshed. So she's going to do her dash to the furthest target, and then that target she's going to knock in the air, I do believe. Although it does say with the least, it launches a nearby target with the least HP into the air. So, talent modifier, this skill has 15% lifesteal. Lifesteal is always good on assassins. I'll take it all day. Exclusive modifier reads Gun Fu pirouette enhancement. I don't know why I have to read that. When casting this skill, the Major will steal up to 200 energy from the target. Very, very nice. A little bit of ultimate prevention of the opponent. If the target has less than 200 energy, then the current damage from this skill is increased by 50%. So it'll go up to, 250%. So if they have over 200 energy, she'll steal it. Or I'm assuming if they have like 190, she'll just steal it all anyway. And she's going to do the increased damage, because it just says she steals up to 200 energy. So below that, she's still going to steal whatever they have. Above that, she's only going to steal the 200. So hopefully they have about 190 energy, so then she's also hitting a little bit harder. Now her passive, Combat Cyborg, the Major's cyborg body, I guess, allows her to quickly find enemy weak points. So she has 100% crit chance by default, right? So this is a hero, she's going to have max crit chance. But her crit damage is reduced by 25%. So whatever her crit damage modifier is, you will look at her main stats after, subtract 25%. Small price to pay for not having to worry about crit chance in her offer gear. That is huge. I love that. I love that about her kit. Any excess crit chance that you might have on gear is going to be converted into crit damage. So, very, very cool. Each time an enemy activates an ultimate skill, the Major gains a shield equal to 1,000% of her attack. So, the Major's energy recovery is increased by 40% in the specific Soul Incursion collab event. So, keep in mind that on the world boss, the new boss, she's going to have increased energy recovery rate. And I guess the shield value goes up to 1,200% when she's at level 3. Talent modifier reads, when having a shield, which she's going to have a lot anyway because you're going to run her with Fiona or Miranda, her crit damage is increased by 50%. So she's pretty much always going to have that. She's definitely a crit damage based hero. The exclusive effect in PvP, for each public security section 9 hero, so those are the time travelers, in the lineup, the damage and maximum HP of all of those heroes will be increased by 5%. Not a big buff there. Really, just an increase of 5% isn't a whole lot. Let's look at her exclusive really quickly. So what is the 30th? What is the X30? Her X30 is the targets whose HP is above 50% receive 50% increased damage. Not make or break. I would say that this X30 is take it or leave it. It is nice getting all of the extra attack stats up to X30, but the X30 itself, in my opinion, isn't really worth it. So targets who HP is above 50% receive 50% increased damage. So let's go look at that again just to clarify. So how much damage they're doing? They're doing 550%. So does this just take it up to 600%? Or is this basically 50% increased total damage? If it's increased total damage, then yes, this is going to hit much harder. But if they just receive, it says receive 50% increased damage. Oh wait, I think that's just increased damage on top of everything, because the other ones are attack modifiers. So yes, definitely that's going to make this one a definitely a nuke. So probably worth it both for the stats, because the attack stats are going to buff her entire kit, and yes, this is going to make her ultimate hit a lot harder. So let's look at her talents really quick. Basically do everything. I do enjoy, I like that there was a lot of, it's just defense, attack, and health, little substats. There's no accuracy. It's even got some crit damage here. Finally, just looks like optimized stats on her talents. She's an SSS, so do them all. Let's quickly look at what the game recommends. So they're saying two attack sets, or attack sets and crit damage sets. Obviously, if you look at their set recommendation, the first one they recommend is Marauder, which is, in my opinion, going to be probably the superior set, because you're going to get that increased crit damage after a displacement and even more lifesteal. Of course, Hagridon Gabal, and of course, Assassin Commanders. Interesting they don't recommend the Time Travelers here, but I guess it makes sense. You want her with other assassins. And then the rest of this stuff we don't really care about. So let's go to her gear really, really quick. So this is how I think, day one, hour like 5, how you should be building your major. So you want to build her basically like Rickert, right? So on the gloves, you want to do crit damage main stat, attack main stat head, attack main stat boots. You want to run Overload and Marauder. Marauder is really, really good. It's the best one. And since every attack is going to crit based on her getting 100% crit chance as default, you do want to run an Overload to just get the most out of all of those crit damage hits. Each one of those crits, you just want to just stack on that crit damage multiplier. So when you're looking for substats, ideally, since you can get crit damage substats on crit damage main stat gloves now, ideally, and let's look at this one. Here's what you want to do. Ideally, you want to be looking for crit damage substats with higher rolls. You know, yes, the crit rate is going to get converted into crit damage, but if you look, the amount of percentage bonus you get per roll on crit damage versus crit rate, you get a higher value for crit damage. So if you look at crit damage +1 is an 8.1% boost, whereas crit rate +2 is a 8.6. So you're getting a little bit of diminishing returns on your increased rolls on crit rate versus crit damage. So ideally, if you can, you would want like attack percentage substats, and then really high +2, +3 crit damage substats, but the crit rate is nice. So just look for gear that has the highest crit damage multiplier. This one's really nice, this chest piece. It's got a lot of attack, since attack is going to buff everything. And then she's got a crit damage substat. If we look, like I do have this one, which I really hummed and hawed on this one. This is a crit rate +1, crit damage +1, and then attack flat, or just attack 0. And I do think that the right one is better. Yeah. So crit damage 1, attack, crit damage 1, crit rate 2, attack 1, crit rate, crit damage 0, crit rate 2, attack. So prioritize crit damage and attack as substats, but the crit rate will convert into crit damage. The crit rate is decent as well. So that is how you want to gear your Motoko, your major. Pardon me. Now let's go check out some gameplay footage.
All right. So, whoa. Let's let me pull that up. I wasn't prepared. I thought I talked a little bit longer there, but I guess I didn't. Okay. All right, you ready for some gameplay footage? Let's do it.
Gameplay. Okay, obviously, you're going to want to use her here. She's going to gain a point bonus. Whoop, wrong button. She's going to gain 20% point bonus to anything she does in this fight. So, yes, definitely, she is required pretty much for this fight. I'm not going to show this fight because I have a separate video going over exactly that entire fight. So where else is she good? First of all, I want to bring up something in PvP. So I do have her at X30 Immortal 0, not Hyper Evolved. And if we look at PvP, there's something not quite working right with her kit, because I do have an almost maxed out Phantom Cloak, and I want you to watch how fast she dies in PvP. And of course now it works. There she goes. See that huge? She's dead. So I don't think Phantom Cloak is working properly. Let's see if we'll just fast forward. And look, we lost. Whereas if we do that fight with Halentus, Assassins, Halentus, fast forward, and we died again. All right, well that's not good. Got to figure out what's going on there. But in PvP, I've heard rumors, or I've heard talk in my Discord that once you get her like Immortal 2 with hyper evolution levels, that she works quite well. But then I've heard from some assassin aficionados that Halentus is still better in PvP. So I think that she's going to replace Bailey in PvE. So Bailey now has no place in an assassin team. Of course, if you don't have Caraxia, then you're going to run Rickert, Dominic, Bailey, and the Major. So if you do have Caraxia, though, Bailey's now done. So we weren't running Bailey in PvP before. We were running Halentus over Bailey. Now we're running the Major over Bailey in PvE. So obviously, Terradome, it is for what it's worth. We're just going to show you. So this was my old team, and I was running Bailey. I don't know why he doesn't have any gear on him. There we go. Oh, yeah, because, I know why he didn't have any gear on him. But we'll remove him, and let's slot in the Major and see what kind of damage numbers she can do compared to the other assassins. Keep in mind, Rickert, my Rickert is Immortal 5, my Dominic's Immortal 3, and Caraxia is Caraxia. So is she gonna do anything? There she goes. Oh, look at that. Look at the damage meter. More than Dom. It's bouncing all over the place. Let's see where it kind of levels out at. But the fight's gonna be over very, very shortly here. So do keep in mind, this isn't a single target fight. There's all these ads that are gonna throw off the damage numbers, but she is vastly outperforming what Bailey did in this fight. Bailey's damage was ridiculous. And she's top of the damage meter. Crazy. Look at that. I'm impressed. At Immortal 0 240, she is beating my Caraxia. Oh, not now, but she was. Wow. And yeah, I think she ended this fight on top. The power creep is real, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Yes, she beat everybody by a significant margin. Oof. All right. Well, already she's looking pretty good. Let's go to Crimson Abyss and see if we can improve my time. Let's see if we can do this without Teresh. So I'm almost tempted to remove Rickert here. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Let's try it. Teresh obviously keeps everyone alive. See how the damage... Already, she's way up there in damage. She is a monster single target damage dealer. All right, everybody's immune. All right, go. Don't die. So again, she's beating Caraxia in damage. This is a single target boss. This is kind of what we wanted to test her on. Oh, and she's dead. So, yeah, a little bit squishy, and my Craxia is dead as well. But that's what's going to happen without a tank in there. Eventually, they're going to take a big hit. So let's check out the damage numbers here. So she did only 153, but she did do more damage than my Caraxia again. Okay, let's try this fight over again. Let's remove Rickert from this fight. Slide Dominic to the back. And let's throw in a tank. All right. Because at least now Teresh is going to take all the hits while also buffing up their attack, their melee attack damage with his ultimate. So I want to see now that we can keep them alive. Ooh, she took a big hit though. She's definitely squishy. Definitely really squishy, but I think as well, again, the middle prototype, the Assassin's Cloak, I don't think it is working properly on her. I don't know what's wrong in the coding, but it just doesn't seem like it does. It's not giving her that survivability that it's giving the other assassins. And she's dead again. But she died right at the end of the fight. 31 seconds. So let's see. 191 damage. Caraxia did outdamage her. But was that my best time? It was. That was my best time. Okay. Well, look at that. She just replaced Rickert on my Crimson Abyss team. Which, again, that is another check mark in her favor. So now let's go to Katosian Triangle. Since we do have Roulette of Truth up today, I'm gonna have to buy another one. Okay, that's gonna be pricey. Summoners. Now this is gonna be. Now this is gonna be a nice little test because now we can run all 4 assassins. We don't because I was running Bailey and I was not running Teresh. So now we're gonna get it really good. This is single. It's not really a single target fight because there is 2 ads, right? We are gonna get a couple phases of a little bit of ads. But let's just see how this goes. I'm sorry that you're gonna have to sit here and watch through the summoner phase of this fight, but it does go fairly quickly, so let's just bear with it for a moment. I think this is gonna be the true test, because in Terradome, really the boss isn't, even at X3, at my level, he doesn't have enough health. The fight is over too soon. Hopefully level 10 Idar can take a lot more of a beating so we can get a lot more data from the damage meter. But so far, I'd say that at Immortal 0, only 240, she is looking fantastic for PvE. We got to figure out that damage issue, though. There's something wrong with the cloak because she should not be taking that much damage that early in the fight. Okay, all right. Let's see. How does she do in Idar? Let's see if she survives, because my fear is that she's going to take one little poke from the boss and she's going to die instantly. Where is she right now? So right now she's coming up the rear. She's holding up the rear of the damage meter, but she doesn't. There's her ultimate. So now she's above Rickert. Now she's at the bottom. I would expect her to be normally at the bottom. That was what I figured where she would be. She doesn't have a shield right now. You notice all the other assassins are shielded. Now I think she has a shield. Yes, now she does. And she is keeping pace with Rickert as well. Oh, well, she was. So we're halfway through the fight. She is, I will say though, she is doing amazing numbers compared to what Bailey was bringing to the table. So keep in mind that she's gonna increase the damage for your Rickert and your Dominic as well because of the mechanics of their kit. So we're just getting a whole better tier of PvE assassin team with using the major. And she is on the bottom of the chart, but she should be, given the development of all my other assassins. But still, very, very respectable damage. Very respectable damage. Let's see the final tally. She is going to do over 1 billion. She was last in damage. But that was probably my fastest time again. So she did 1 billion. Rickert 1.8. Caraxia 1.8. Dominic 1.9. Time was about 2:15-ish. So I did have a better, faster clear time previously, which could have been, I don't know what that would be attributable to. Who knows? Who knows? But I think that is pretty much all I'm going to show you guys for gameplay on her. We briefly touched on PvP because I don't think she's really working right in PvP. Obviously, any endless battle that's going to be assassins from now on, will she bring more of a benefit than running a res in there? I don't know. We'll see. We were running Rakana with the assassins in this current endless battle. Let's see if we can still see it. No, we can't see it. So this last one, with this Idar one, we were running Rakana because he was supplying more bonus points because Bailey was not in here. Now, will the Major replace Rakana in endless battles? Possibly. Will the Major replace a hero in the Guild Hunt Whale Boss? Possibly. You'll have to check my spreadsheet to check out if I update the infographic on the Whale Boss best team lineups. But ladies and gentlemen, I would say from the testing that we just did, from the game modes that we just went through, from what you saw, yes, she gets a thumbs up. I think she's going to be very, very good for this game. Yes, we got another good assassin. Yay! All right, okay. Let's go to final thoughts now.
All right, so final thoughts on Motoko. So this is pretty much wraps up the deep dive. I'm really impressed with her. She is doing fabulous damage numbers, because you got to remember, out of the three assassins that usually top the damage meters, we got Dominic, who has a mechanic in his kit where he just steals everybody else's crits and turns it into damage. And then we got Rickard, who basically throws out all those swords on all the assassins, and when they attack, when the hero attacks, he gets that damage on his damage meter. So really, Dominic and Rickard, they feed off of all the other assassins. The other assassins make them better. And then we got Caraxia, who is just Caraxia. And I am. There we go. Gotta have some music. And this is Caraxia, who's just Caraxia, right? Like, she should be way up there anyway. And if Motoko can keep up with all of them, that just that's all you need to know, because she's just doing huge damage numbers. Like, she was doing at least 4 times what Bailey was doing. And my Bailey is Immortal 5 maxed out, 240. I haven't spent a triple S crystal on him yet, but he's still Immortal 5. Good gear, good Marauder gear as well. And Motoko just annihilates him in PvE content. Now, we got to kind of figure out, like I said in the video, we got to figure out what's going on in PvP. Like, why is she just instantly taking these big hits? It's like the Phantom Cloak or the Assassin's Cloak is just doing nothing. So, we're going to have to figure out on that, because otherwise, if she's just going to die right off the bat, then she's not going to be good in PvP. She just isn't. They have to at least live a little bit longer than that. At least longer than freaking 10 seconds. So, final grade, what do I give her? I'm going to give her an A. I'm not going to give her, she's not S-class, she's not OP. But she's definitely a little bit better than good. She's definitely like A. She gets an A. I don't know, A+, but she's a hard A. Good hero. She makes the assassin team better in PvE. What can I tell you? You know, that's exactly what we needed in this game, right? Yay, another really good assassin. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much my final thoughts. Should you get her? If you like assassins, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Seems to be really good, so... it's going to be cool. You know what, though? I think when you read the people's passives, I'm thinking what this is going to happen is we're going to end up with a whole team of the collab units. So I'm still waiting for that 5th unit, because we need a 5th one to round out the team. So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think based on your experience with Motoko and based on the footage that you saw in this video. So, until next time, everybody, cheers, peace, bye-bye.